Moving on, in Pakistan, a terrorist has been allowed to walk free from prison and his release celebrated by his supporters. This comes after the government gave in to pressure and ordered his release. This is Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan chief Saad Hussain Rizvi. He was charged under Pakistan's Anti-Terrorism Act after his name was removed from the terror list. He walked out of Central Jail in Lahore. The radical Islamist leader received a grand welcome with scores of his supporters showering rose petals on his car. The TLP chief had been under detention since 11th of April. He was released after Pakistan government and the TLP reached an agreement. Remember, on 31st of October, the Pakistan government announced that a consensus had been reached with the Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan after the latest round of talks between the two sides. The TLP had kept Pakistan on edge since April. That's when their leader, Saad Rizvi, was arrested. He wanted Islamabad to expel the French ambassador. Why? Because France allowed depictions of the Prophet Muhammad. Islamabad arrested him, banned the TLP. Its members went on a rampage, presenting themselves as crusaders of faith. After failing to rein them in, the government surrendered to these extremists. It struck a deal with them. Now their leader has been released. And for more on this, our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik has sent us this report. Let's listen in.
After much back and forth, Saad Rizvi, the chief of Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan, has walked free today from Lahore's Court Lakhpat jail. What is the deal between the Pakistani government and his outfit? That still remains a mystery, given that it was a secret deal. But his release was only possible after the change in his status following the removal of his name from the fourth schedule or the proscribed persons list. Now, what would be interesting would be to see whether Saad Rizvi, following his release, will be an ally for the government, or would he continue to be a troublemaker for the government as the government saw it before. That is something that would be closely watched out. Anas Malik, Islamabad, Pakistan, for WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.